let's take you to this live story. The ANC in Greater Johannesburg is briefing the media. Let's take you live there now.
Special REC meeting, and the regional secretary will therefore take us through those outcomes. Over to you, Comrade Sasa.
No, thanks very much, Comrade Mantombi, our regional spokesperson, and to the regional office bearers and the regional chairperson, the first female regional chairperson in her absentia. And a good evening to the people of Johannesburg and South Africa, together with all the media houses that are present here. The African National Congress Greater Joburg Regional Executive Committee convened a special meeting on the 26th January 2026 to assess the intensifying political attacks directed at the democratically elected leadership of the 16th Regional Conference, undermining the authority of branches in exercising their democratic right to elect their leaders. The REC expresses its profound concern at the silence of the PTT at the moment counter-revolutionary forces are openly mobilizing to delegitimize the will of ANC and to destabilize the organization in Johannesburg. History teaches us, as Lenin correctly warned, that, I open quote, a lie told often enough becomes the truth, close quote. We therefore convened this media briefing to confront distortion with political clarity and organizational truth. Since its election, the REC has assumed the historic responsibility of reclaiming the lost ground in pursuit of the January 8 statement mandate to take decisive action to fix local government and transform the economy. This mandate is not abstract. It is rooted in the lived experiences of the working class and the poor of Johannesburg, who continue to suffer under the weight of governance failures, service delivery backlogs, and structural violence of apartheid capitalism. In its sitting, the REC soberly assessed the balance of forces and resolved that, in the interest of stability, continuity, and consolidation of the ANC authority in the city of Johannesburg, it was prudent for Comrade Dada Morero to continue serving as the executive mayor in the city of Johannesburg. This decision reflects a strategic intervention to strengthen political oversight, ensure disciplined governance, and advance service delivery without disruptions. The REC was taken aback after taking that decision by the conduct of the South African National Civic Organization, SANCO, our ally, which has chosen to publicly air unsubstantiated allegations against the ANC leadership in Johannesburg while posturing as a self-appointed defender of Comrade Dada, who is our deployee. SANCO appears to have forgotten that Comrade Dada is an ANC deployee, account to the people of Johannesburg, and also account to the African National Congress democratically elected Regional Executive Committee. As the oldest liberation movement on the continent and a principled alliance partner to SANCO, COSATU, and the Communist Party, the ANC affirms the historic importance of principled engagement within the alliance. However, we want to critically reject any conduct that undermines organizational discipline, unity, and internal democracy through grandstanding and factional alignment. The Electoral Commission that presided over the 16th Regional Conference is properly constituted with an East to Gauteng represented by Comrade Sihle Zikalala and Comrade Mahlengu Mbengu, PTT deployees to Johannesburg led by Comrade Oscar Matafa and Comrade Andy Swamosai and Comrade Craig Cornish, and also alliance representatives including SANCO Deputy Regional Chairperson Comrade Puseletso Nzimande, and of course also our leagues were represented in that particular electoral commission, and an independent elections agency appointed by the national structure as communicated by the Secretary General for the province and the region to choose amongst the three companies that the NEC appointed to manage elections. This process was inclusive, credible, and constitutionally sound, decisively refuting all insinuation of manipulation. The Secretary General, Comrade Fikile Mbalula, through the Provincial Coordinator, Comrade Hope Papo, confirmed that all matters relating to the 16th Regional Conference will be processed and finalized by Electoral Commission strictly in accordance with the ANC Constitution and Conference guidelines. The REC cautions against any attempt to delegitimize constitutional outcomes through commentary outside these established processes. In terms of Rule 14 of the ANC Constitution, authority over the internal elections, the supervision of the ballot papers, and the resolution of disputes rest exclusively with the ANC Electoral Commission through the Independent Elections Agency. No individual or a structure has the authority to bypass, override, or criminalize ANC political processes. The ANC is not governed by the police, nor will it allow state institutions to weaponize it in factional battles. It is incumbent upon SANCO to respect the independency and the democratic processes of the ANC. SANCO continued alignment with particular groupings within the ANC undermines its credibility as a civic organization and erodes the foundational principles of non-factionalism and unity within the alliance. The failure of SANCO to formally congratulate the newly elected leadership confirms a posture driven by political preference rather than principled alliance engagement. It must further be placed on record that SANCO has neither requested nor convened any bilateral engagement with the newly elected regional office bearers. Instead, it has chosen media platforms over structured political engagement, exposing bitterness at conference outcomes rather than commitment to rebuilding and reconfiguring the alliance as we have been seized with this. Of course, the Special Regional Executive Committee resolved that the outcomes of the ANC Regional Conference remains legitimate, constitutionally and binding. All disputes must be addressed exclusively through the ANC Electoral Commission. The regional office bearers are mandated to engage with SANCO and all alliance formation to safeguard and deepen our alliance as we reconfigure the alliance. The REC will engage coalition partners to withdraw the motion of no confidence against the executive mayor, Comrade Dada Morero, and should this not occur, the ANC caucus will be directed to oppose this motion and of course, in working together with other coalition partners. Of course, we are confident that we will be able to ensure that that motion does not continue and we are able to continue to lead the city of Johannesburg as led by the executive mayor, Comrade Dada Morero. The REC will engage the PTT officials to urgently engage with officials to reaffirm independence of the election of the ANC Electoral Commission and decisively halt dangerous precedent that we must never allow in the organization of the ANC's country. The REC refuses to be default its Lekgotla resolutions, which we have already communicated through our media statements. The irritation, poor performance, and tolerance of dysfunctioning is over. We were mandated to act decisively, to govern firmly, and to deliver without compromise in the interests of the people of Johannesburg. The ANC was built through struggle, sacrifice, and principled leadership, not through intimidation, abuse of authority, or the criminalization of the political processes. we remain unwavering in defense of constitutionalism, organizational sovereignty, and the will of the ANC branches. We call on all ANC members, zones, and branches to remain vigilant, disciplined, and united in defense of the ANC Constitution and the democratic traditions of our movement. We thank you.
Thank you very much, RS, for that detailed statement. Now we are going to take questions. We're going to have 2 rounds of questions from members of the media, but we're going to start with the first round, and I am noting hands. Please introduce yourselves, which media house you're from, and so you're going to be the first, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, and okay, that is it. We'll then come back in the second round.
Good evening. Thank you very much. My name is Sandra Mbolekwa from the Sunday Times. RS, do you believe that the ANC can afford this level of mudslinging and factional divisions at a time where it's a crucial local government election year where the ANC is looking to claw back support in the city of Johannesburg? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister.
My name is Silva Sivia, journalist from UFM. Looking at these allegations that are coming out in the ANC, is there any possibility that there could be a re-election of another conference again?
Thank you, Sylvia.
Samkele Masego from the SABC. Just a quick one. What is the process of storing ballot papers? Do they become property of the ANC or property of the elections agency? Then secondly, on the issue of the 3 companies that were given to you as a province and as a region, signed off by the Secretary General of the African National Congress, did Luthuli House not do a vetting process of these particular companies, noting that there are allegations from the former regional chairperson in that letter of complaint that he sent? Then lastly, on the issues of the relationship of the REC with the former regional chairperson, how is that relationship, noting the reports that came out of the Lekgotla of a standoff between and some of the officials within the city? Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. Muliva from the Inside Facts questions. Numerous sources have stated that the presiding officer was responsible for the election, was followed around and put on surveillance just before his untimely death. Are you able to tell us whether you know whether it's true or false, and whether you know what was the cause of death? My second question: we've seen many conference disputes over the years, but none of them were ever referred to the police. Are you worried that your national, some within your national leadership have now decided to put the spotlight on Joburg and refer this matter to the police? The third question: do you find it suspicious that mysteriously there were NEC members and the close area of the current mayor, Stanley Zafiteng, and the media strategically positioned at the scene at the exact moment of this so-called discovery?
Thank you.
Thank you, Moloko Moloto from ENCA. From what I heard, you seem to be pointing a finger of blame at Sanko. Do you believe there's anyone in the ANC structures who is behind all of this, and who that person is? You also saying you are noting the silence of the provincial task team. What exactly did you want them to say? And given the fact that the ANC, Luthuli House, has said that they are investigating this matter, are you opposed to an investigation that would possibly come up with a conclusive decision? Because clearly there are questions that are hanging. But also, do you believe that all this has anything to do with the 2027 National Elected Conference, the ANC?
Thank you. You'll come on the second round. I had not noted you for the first round, so you'll come Mr. RS. Hope you've noted all the questions.
Yes, no, thanks very much. Let me firstly deal with what Sisanda have indicated. In fact, the REC meeting, its spirit was that one of saying, how do we ensure that we work very hard to unite the African National Congress and the alliance? And that was the mandate of this REC, and these office bearers have been given the responsibility to lead that process of ensuring that we unite the ANC, because we are the leadership of the ANC in Joburg. We have that responsibility. As much as there might be comrades who have got their own grievances, which they have raised correctly internally with the internal structures of the organization, we still have that responsibility to unite the ANC, and we are not even worried about that, because we believe it's a democratic right of any member of the ANC to raise issues when they've got issues that they want to raise, for as long as those particular issues are attended to in accordance with the constitution of the ANC and the guidelines that have given birth to the 16th Regional Conference. And Rule 14 of the ANC Constitution is very clear that when there are matters or disputes that are related to, electoral processes of the organization, the Elections Commission must deal with those particular issues. And we are happy with the fact that even the Secretary General have re-emphasized that particular fact. The provincial coordinator have emphasized that particular fact, and the Electoral Commission has been given that responsibility to ensure that those matters are processed. Any other thing that happens outside that particular process, I don't think we are at liberty to want to entertain. The movie that happened in Pretoria, we're not going to comment about that movie that happened there. National, probably, and the province, they can comment around it because it has nothing to do with us. Our regional conference was properly closed on the 5th of December by Comrade Kumbuzo Nchabeni as the convener of the deployees of the NEC. And the additionals were declared the following day. So what happened there, I don't think it's our business. I think it's a business that the national and province will have to deal with. Look, we will want to send our condolences to the family of the presiding officer who presided over our regional conference, and may his soul rest in peace. And it is highly regrettable that, unfortunately, after his death, there were those kind of incidences that have transpired, which were very regrettable to transpire in the manner that they transpired. And the worst part is, the ANC can do whatever it wants to do, but you have an ANC internal process being subjected to a media coverage. You want to go and get ballot papers. You must go and get them live on TV. You ask yourself, okay, so this movie was well directed. Because the movie started with Sanko doing a media briefing in the morning, which was very regrettable, because normally Sanko, when it has issues, it will engage us. We'll meet, box it together, agree, disagree, and they can go out if they feel like we are not listening to them. But we're a new leadership, elected in December, we haven't met, but they were able to do such. Later on the day, Hollywood happened in Pretoria, so we can't, of course, comment much about that because we don't have the details and the circumstances that informed such an act that in the manner in which they have transpired. But what we can tell you is that it has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with our conference. If there is anyone who have a dispute, follow Rule 14. If you read Rule 14 of the ANC Constitution, I can assure you, you will not find...
You're listening to Sasabona Manganye, the regional secretary of the ANC in Johannesburg. They are responding to a raid that we broadcast, an operation by police that we broadcast live here on the SABC about 24 hours ago, when police found ballots that are believed to have been from the ANC's regional conference, where this particular leadership that's addressing the media tonight was elected.